For that, a key member of the Trump administration is stepping down.
U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley said she's done after just 2 years on the job. KCAL9 political reporter Bryan joins us now with today's surprise announcement.
It was a surprise. Nikki Haley was one of the real stars, I think, of the Trump administration, and it will be tough to come back after her. It's not clear exactly why America's UN Ambassador Nikki Haley submitted a resignation today, but with President Trump under plenty of pressure these days on women's issues, he gave her a glowing West Wing send-off.
We have another one coming, so we've done very well.
At a time when President Trump's standing with female voters has hit rock bottom in some recent polls, one of the highest ranking and most respected women in the administration, United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley, surprisingly announces she's calling it quits at the end of the year.
We hate to lose. Hopefully you'll be coming back at some point, but you want to just, in maybe a different capacity. You can have your pick.
Haley sent a very clear message as well about her political ambitions.
For all of you that are going to ask about 2020, no, I'm not running for 2020. I can promise you what I'll be doing is campaigning for this one. So I look forward to supporting the president in the next election.
And as the attention turned to who would succeed Haley, President Trump suggested someone very close to him would do a great job. His daughter, Ivanka.
I've heard Ivanka. I've heard how good would Ivanka be? The people that know, there's nothing to do with nepotism. But I want to tell you, the people that know that Ivanka would be dynamite. But, you know, I'd then be accused of nepotism, if you can believe it, right?
But Ivanka later tweeted that she would not replace Haley at the UN. President Trump said Ambassador Haley first indicated she might be leaving soon 6 months ago. But CBS News reports it was a closely guarded secret, even taking top advisor John Bolton and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo by surprise. Some asking why now, 4 weeks before the midterms and the day Brett Kavanaugh took the bench at the Supreme Court after a bitter confirmation battle. The former South Carolina governor well-liked in the UN while navigating the Trump shift in U.S. foreign policy.
The Secretary General wishes to express his deep appreciation for the excellent cooperation and support that Ambassador Haley has always demonstrated.
And seen as a moderating voice.
Nikki Haley was generally seen as one of the grown-ups in the Trump administration, somebody who was a very skillful politician, able to get along with President Trump, but also to cultivate a separate identity.
Haley had praise for her boss.
Now the United States is respected. Countries may not like what we do, but they respect what we do. They know that if we say we're going to do something, we follow it through.
The president returned the praise, suggesting that Haley created a high bar with her work at the United Nations for her successor to attain.
We have a number of people that would very much like to do it. It's a great position, and Nikki realizes it. I think she's helped make it a much better position, if you want to know the truth. I think it's become maybe a more glamorous position than it was 2 years ago.
But on the other hand, just yesterday, a government watchdog organization raised questions about flights on private planes Haley took last year, writing, "In this case, Ambassador Haley's relationships with these individuals appear to have significant political and professional components." Now, based on that report, the watchdog group called for an ethics investigation regarding the free luxury flights Haley allegedly accepted from South Carolina businessmen. It's not clear whether that report had anything to do with Haley's resignation, but she announced it just a day after that report was released. Juan, back to you.
All right, Dave.